Hi, everybody. Okay. And I am very late tonight. It just couldn't be helped. We're getting so much information in. And of course, I haven't even posted about John Bolton being indicted today. It's a very big day, huge day, good day, very good day. He needed to be indicted, y'all. He really did. And I'll talk about that tomorrow. Today is just lots of, we're growing. Growing so big. I think we reached 8,900 followers on Facebook today, and we have multiple platforms. We don't sort, you know, uh, it's not a big operation, okay? It's not a big operation, but when you consider that God is right there with us, then I think it's the biggest. Then I think it's the biggest operation, because things are happening you wouldn't believe it behind the scenes. And so I want to talk to you about this day, 1,900, let's see, 1,903 days since Richard was forcibly removed from his barracks room there on Fort Bliss, forcibly removed and taken to a soundproof room, and they took his life. They took his life brutally. He fought back. We're getting information that um, the perpetrator needed dental surgery afterwards because he had uh, just banged in his mouth. Richard had gave him a good 1-2 punch right in his mouth, or maybe a kick, maybe a kick. Richard was a mean kicker. He was a black belt, so yeah, somehow he got a punch in, or he got something in there. Um, but they took his life. And why did they do that? Because he was a whistleblower. And, the president absolutely confirmed that with the letters. And the letters were over the top, y'all. You know, uh, and I don't even know how much I can say with all of this, because so many things are happening behind the scenes, and I have to be very careful. But I want to tell you those letters are very, very important because they were over the top, and President Trump wouldn't write those letters over the top to um, to Richard unless Richard was a very big deal. And Richard is a very, very big deal. And El Paso is a very big deal because it is the front door into the United States. And all eyes are um, on on El Paso. All eyes are on El Paso, and of course it is connected to this whole Venezuela, all the trafficking, right? And not just all the trafficking, but the internal um, traders. I don't want to say government workers because I know a lot of really good government workers, but there are some that uh, and there's a lot of bad ones. Y'all. There's a lot of bad ones, and so this uh, they're just traitors. These are traitors. They're traitors to the world. They're traitors to God. They're traitors to their country. They're, you could be living in the United States and be a total traitor to Mexico if that's where you originated from, by sabotaging justice in Texas, in the United States. You're absolutely sabotaging your original country. Okay, because as Texas goes, so goes, as El Paso goes, so goes Texas. As Texas goes, so goes the United States. As the United States goes, so goes the world. And we know that. And we absolutely know that. So, this is why this is so important. And we are absolutely on this with everything that we can. Thank you, Anicia, for coming on so late with your love and your prayers, and the stars, because I believe in angels, right? I absolutely believe in angels. I know they exist, and the whole host of them, Saint Michael, Saint Raphael, Gabriel, and those are archangels, Uriel. I believe in them, and they're not even, archangels are not even the most powerful. You've got the seraphim, they're the most powerful angels. Um, and so, I don't think we have seen anything yet. We haven't seen anything yet because when God gets serious, and all knees shall bow. All knees shall bow. So, we've got, um, we're working from victory. And can I prove it? Yeah. Look, I was challenged on the Facebook about Rafael Arellano Cuarón being the owner of Plenitud crematorium. I thought that was really strange because there's so much information out there. His confession, his own confession, that he's the owner, right? It was on his LinkedIn, at Instagram, all over the internet. And I guess he's getting some very, very bad advice. He's getting some very bad advice, and he's making a very, very bad situation. If you can, he's making it worse, and he is making it worse because now he's tampering with evidence. And the problem is the evidence was all out there, and so many people collected it, including us, that he is indeed the owner. He was bragging about being the owner. He was confessing he was the owner. He was posting that he was the owner of Plenitude Crematorium. And now he is saying that he's not the owner? I mean, are you kidding me? You want to make a very, very bad and grotesque and sacrilegious situation where, I mean, come on, if you don't get your act together, you're damned to hell. And you want to make it worse? Like um, uh, how far down in hell do you want to be? Are there, because we know that there are stages, there are different levels of heaven. Are there different levels downward into hell? You know, eh, I don't know how far he wants to go. And so it just shows you playbook the same playbook of tampering with evidence, with obstruction of justice, with denial, deception and denial. He's in denial. He's in he's in deception mode. I think he's panicking. I think he is absolutely panicking to be so stupid. I hope that he did not take bad advice. And look, he is the total enemy. He's not just my he's the total enemy of humanity. I mean, think about what he does and what he tries to profit on, and making it taxpayers have to pay for it. And just it is just hell, downward and to the nth degree. Um, to recycle rotting corpses, to play fraud on families, and treat their loved ones. I mean, the pictures are horrendous, y'all. Are horrendous. The newspaper released some pictures where they're in body bags, where they collected. They weren't in body bags, okay? They weren't in body bags. And some of them, had all the evidence of the torture and everything. I mean, it has just been hell to have to report on this and to know that Richard's remains. There is a lot of evidence that partial remains ended up there, um, over and over again. Uh, so, and just this recycling to take advantage of insurance companies, to take advantage of humanitarian aid, to take advantage of COVID funding. Uh, you know, uh, he's the enemy of humanity, right? He is, just absolutely. You can't get worse. You can't get worse. Um, and of course, now we have proof that he is with this group. He's with this group, the same group that orchestrated the Walmart mass shooting, the same group that took our son's life. Okay, it's the same group, and it's a, you know, so let's look at. Let me see if I can show you some of these proofs. Um, Let me see if I can show you. I'm trying to figure out how to manipulate this. Okay, here it is. Can you see that? Okay, so this is a social media post. This was an advertisement. Um, this was an advertisement by him, where, this is in Spanish. So anybody that's a Spanish speaking, God bless you. I can use any translation. Of course, I've been using AI translation too. But this it declares he's advertising for his fraud, and there he is, three pictures of him, and then of course the urn with, and he's in the construction business and building business. Yeah, he is such a fraudster. He makes Danae Katzen look like a lightweight, you know? Sorry, but I didn't mean to do that play on words, but he makes Danae Katzen look like a lightweight when it comes to being a fraudster. Because here, and I don't even want to laugh at it. Uh, it's so serious that you don't even know how to respond, because if you just let loose, you'll just cry and cry and cry. It's just so bad. So that's why now I know why so many people that have serious business reporting on things turn to humor, turn to comedy, because this is how we have to deal with it. But here's the urn, and of course he was filling it with pulverized rock, that he had absolute access to all that, or mortar, or even animal remains that he would pulverize. Yeah, let's look at another one. See if I can be good at this. This one I translated. I hope everyone can see it. But this is another post. On social media, and you know let the FBI, let the officials really explain it all to us. But he's really saying that Rafael is the main owner of Plenitud Crematorium, who is currently taking refuge in the neighboring city of El Paso, Texas. He's hiding out, he's skirting, the investigation, right? The law enforcement over there in Juarez. And who is aiding and abetting him, right? This is a good question, right? Because he is a supplier for the municipal government of Cruz Perez, and I don't know how to say that. That's so that's the Saboteur's last name. Um, yeah, the Michael Ruggiero's wife. That's her last. I don't know if she's related to this person. I don't know. I mean, those are interesting names, aren't they? We'll let the investigators do their work, right? He also boasted of being the owner of he has restaurants over in El Paso, the Nomel restaurants. both located in El Paso. So he has restaurants, and God help us if you ate there. I mean, I just can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. He's also the owner of countless plots of land and businesses. We know that one of his homes are right beside Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke. Um, uh, and of course, one of his lands is the Plenitud crematorium located there. It says 383 bodies. Well, they've found more since. It's over 400, y'all. But I'm using like what the media is reporting on it right now. They're reporting 388, but it's way over 400, and that's only for what we caught him with. I mean, how many was he recycling? Through all these years, because some of these bodies are over 5 years old. Um, and these bodies were not cremated like he should. So he's a big fraudster in so many ways. Not only an enemy of humanity, but he's also not. He's pulling the wool over these families' eyes, giving them pulverized dust instead of the ashes of their loved one. Yeah. So, and people were saying, "Oh, the ovens weren't working," but the day that night that they got caught, they started up the furnaces and they were starting to burn, burn, burn. How many did they burn? Before they collected all of them, and of course, uh, you know, um, we question about Richard's remains, right? So, so he absolutely, this is where it's located, and that these bodies were not cremated, and they were piled up. They were rotting. The rats were going through them, and it really stunk bad. It really stunk bad. It was very unsanitary, and they talk all this stuff about disease and health and everything, and yet um, they allow him to operate because it just gets even better. It just gets even worse. It gets even worse because they allowed him to operate. They knew he was operating. Um, and then his brother, Luis Arturo, he was inside. He's been detained. He's been detained. He's arrested, and because people, were so sick and tired of the smell and the rotting bodies. Let's see if I have another one now. I should have another one. This is very interesting. This was also on Instagram. This is very interesting document. And the English translation is that it's the municipal comptroller's office with the number on it 13199, and certifies the registration of the municipal supplier, a registry of Rafael Arellano Cuarón, for security, protection, and custody through monitoring of security systems. Is that Walmart too? I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, oh, so creepy. The whole thing, everything is connected and so creepy. Construction of highways, freeways, gravel roads, bridges, overpasses, airstrips. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That means that well, we know he's connected to the whole Woody Hunt thing. Um, and then Jose Barunda. Oh my gosh, is that like a Sylvia Barunda family member? I don't know. I don't know if that's, we need the authorities to tell us, because the Barundas are, they're they're big players in all of this, and they're up to no good. We know that Sylvia Barunda Firth is totally up to no good. Um, so this is absolutely very, very concerning. This document will be valid until December 31st, 2021. Um, and yeah, at the very end, of course, the man that or the whoever posted this has a long name there. For those who still had doubts, the owner of Plenitud, uh, Rafael Arellano Cuarón, owner of Carnitas Querétaro, over there in El Paso, Texas, owner of where the crematorium with more than 388 bodies was found. So, um, yeah, so this was also, let me see if I have another one. Let's see if I have another. Oh yeah, this is interesting. This is his LinkedIn, and I really need to take a picture of his new LinkedIn, because his new LinkedIn, you know, this is his construction site, and you know, of course, he's just dug in real good in El Paso. Um, Let me show you. Um, You can go to his LinkedIn, all of that is there. But this is what's really interesting here is, you know, his businesses. And right here, he confesses right here, I am the owner of Crematorium Plenitude. Okay. And for how long? You have March 2004 to the present, 21 years and 6 months. So 2004 plus 21, 2025 plus 6 months. You're talking about till, you know, like September, right? September. And then all of a sudden, you know, this is that restaurant over there. And there's more to it. And there's so much more to it. I think that's it. I am going to go here back to this now. So, you know, anybody that gets on there, like his team, you know, maybe some allies of him, or maybe it's maybe it's those that are connected in the government with him that are, you know, his allies, those that, you know, have some construction, you know, I'm thinking about the Roaches. Um, eh, you know, they might get on there and say, "Oh, he wasn't the owner." Can you imagine? I mean, that's so bad, because that just makes things so much worse, because now, in addition to all the crimes he has, you know, they can absolutely look into tampering with evidence, right? Obstruct, you know, and then um I wonder, you know, you'd think he would be a fugitive over in El Paso, but um, you know, Carlos Manuel Salas, I don't know if he has charged um Rafael yet. So not until he is charged can he be considered a fugitive like Danae Katzen and Jonathan Ambrose, you know? She's absolute fugitive. Um, but she's been charged. Now, why they're taking so long to charge Raphael, I don't know. I don't know. And, you know, by waiting long, does the whole bail bond thing hurt him? You know, because now the cashless bail bonds are illegal, right? They've been banned. So that's that's very interesting, right? So by him waiting, he put himself in a very, very bad situation. Or maybe he's off on, maybe he's been arrested. Maybe he's on a bail bond. I don't know, a cashless bail bond before President Trump signed the EO, the executive order banning the cashless bail bond. I don't know. I don't know why he hasn't been arrested. I don't know why. Um, because the evidence is overwhelming. I just showed you just a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. The evidence is mountainous against him, because his crimes were mountainous. The crimes are just so egregious. And this is uh you know, the cover up is it's going to be very vicious to get Richard's partial remains, right? But if anyone can do it, we can do it. We've done so much. And of course, it's all with President Trump's help. He is absolutely a vicious negotiator, and you have to be, because these people are demons. They believe in angels because they know they're a demon, and they know their biggest enemy has a whole host of angels. And so, yeah, this is just beyond explanation that people can be. It makes them look like they're not even human to be this criminal, and deal with people's loved ones that have died, deceased people like this, and then to extort taxpayer money and manipulate the system in order to get as much as they can. It's just really, um, there's no decency, right, in these people. And there's plenty of people that have decency. And that's why they get away with it, because the people that are decent, they can't even imagine that this could happen. And they are taken advantage of, and they're laughed at because they're trustworthy and they don't think people can be this evil. But that's not me. I really believe that people can be this evil because I've been looking at all the evidence, right? All the evidence, and it just hits right. It just hits you that people can be very, very evil. And I don't know if, you know, um, I guess bound for hell, you know. That's how I would describe their actions. They're just bound for hell. Um, so this is going to be really this negotiation for repatriation of our son's remains is something. It's a big deal. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone. I won't keep you so late tonight, um, because there's just uh, I'm telling you, so much is happening in the background, and we are filing. We are filing, filing, filing. And this is something that needs to be filed too, and everybody can do it. Uh, you know, just look at the lies that are going on out there and document them and file them. And this is, this brazen going into our country to flee this kind of humanitarian sacrilegious crime. Um, no, thank you. We need to we need to kick him out and make liquid all of his assets. Um, yeah, absolutely. He shouldn't be able to own anything in the United States, much less um, a, a license to run a business, right? A a drinking license, whatever, all these licenses. So, yeah, so the authorities that we've mentioned, Sylvia Brundeferth and, um, in the DA's office and the FBI there, Connell Witten, they all know about this, yeah. They all know about it. So, we are absolutely uh, moving forward. So thank you so much. God bless you, and I will be back tomorrow, God willing.